right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Big Boss 1971. This has to be my favorite flick, although I haven't seen Fist of Fury yet. It's kind of low budget Hong Kong kung fu flick. Bruce Lee's first starring role. I guess he thought the kung fu fight scenes were too cartoonish, but I thought they were pretty dang good. I'm not a Bruce Lee fan, but I love this movie. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. It's got the hot-looking Hong Kong babe from Way of the Dragon. She plays some kind of ice cream stand lady or something. She only appears a couple times for like 10 minutes, unfortunately. And then Bruce Lee's cousin, he's got a crush on her. She's got one cauliflower ear on the right side. It's kind of interesting the way some Chinese women have, or some Cantonese women have ear deformities and whatnot. I have a coworker, an extra ear protrusion thing coming out from the side here. Kind of interesting how she likes to pull her hair back, and then she's only like 22. She's got moles all over her face too. I don't know why it reminded me of her, but she's good looking. The Hong Kong babe, Bruce Lee's cousin, and then there's Hong Kong hooker who's super hot, and she gets naked multiple times for a long time. Bruce Lee gets drunk with her one night at the boss's dinner. He starts seeing things like he's seen his cousin, dream girl, whatever. Why would he be infatuated with his cousin? I didn't get that part. Anyway, it's got cool sounding 70s music, especially when Bruce Lee is being antagonized. It's almost like he's got his own theme song going, like very much like his other films. Lots of gratuitous blood and violence. One guy gets sawed, and 4 guys get iced literally. So it looks like they're working in some kind of ice distribution. I don't know. They slice up a bunch of ice and they put it in a chute, I guess, for distribution somewhere. Seems like a rather odd business. Indeed, they're hiding cocaine or something in all of the ice cubes. So Bruce Lee starts working there. He breaks the chute, and with the strength of pushing the ice down the chute, it actually breaks the chute. Cocaine pops out, and these 2 Chinese guys, they see it, and then the boss, one of the bosses tries, or the big strong boss, the guy who knows kung fu, he tries to convince the 2 guys to go into the drug business. He tries to bribe them and stuff to keep quiet about it. They refuse, and then they promptly iced. Then two other guys are looking for him. They get iced. Um, First two guys get sawed up first before they're iced, and then yeah, and it's all on camera too. Lots of blood and gratuitous violence in this one. And then you get the hot looking Hong Kong babes, the three that I mentioned. Plus, there are many more. Uh, One of them gets naked quite a bit, much more so than Enter the Dragon, where they had that Chinese orgy, bunch of naked women for like 2 seconds. Um, so the big boss is kind of putzing around, pretending like he notified the police. Nothing's happening. The four guys never show up. One of the guys is the cauliflower ear girl's brother, and she's super hot. She looks like she's about barely 18. Um, she's in her traditional Chinese clothes, much like Bruce Lee. I guess they make a good pair. Well, she's kind of ditzy. I don't know why she calls the cops at the end. She's kind of a ditzy Chinese girl. I don't know if you've ever come across those, but yeah, kind of cool character. They meet her into the helpless Chinese woman. Kidnapped by the big boss. Eventually, there's subplot going on with guys go on strike because they want to know where their friends are, or their housemates, or whatever. A lot of people living in one house, like 10 people or something ridiculous. They sleep in mosquito net type of, I don't know, tents. They sleep on the floor. So the cauliflower ear girl is cooking home cooked foods. These guys are threatening to go on strike over their four missing comrades. I didn't know that there were labor unions in Hong Kong. I guess anything is possible in this movie with the drug dealer as the main antagonist. So up to the first 40 minutes of the movie, Bruce Lee is kind of reserved. He lets his friends do the kung fu moves because he promised his uncle that he wasn't going to fight. Promised on his aunt's, we call it lucky charm, the jade necklace thing. So he's reluctantly watching it. Gets his face punched, and eventually he gets mad because his friends are getting beat up by the drug dealer thugs for not working, going on strike. So he decides to compromise his principles and to kick some Chinese ass, Chinese drug dealer ass. So he beats up a bunch of guys. He finds out that they're drug dealers and they're hiding the dead bodies inside the ice cubes. Or the blocks of ice, I should say. So he proceeds to kick their asses. And of course, the final showdown is with the big boss, who's a big time karate expert. The ending is totally inexplicable. But like I said, it's got hot Chinese, Hong Kong babes, um, fair skinned, deformed ear. One of them had marks right here. The hooker had marks on her chest right here from darts that the big boss likes to throw at his young and girls, I guess. His Hong Kong slaves. So she had like a constellation of these dark marks right here. At first, I thought they were moles, but actually, they were dark marks. So the only drawback I had against this movie was it was kind of slow the first hour and 20 minutes or so. Um, the ending fight scenes are pretty cool. Uh, there's a cartoonish part where Bruce Lee uh, kicks a guy through a wall, and you see his imprint of his body through the wall. Bruce Lee didn't want to do it that way, but the director wanted it. It came out rather cool, actually. Most of the Bruce Lee movies I'm kind of indifferent about, or I like it, but I don't think it's a great movie. I think this movie is great for the reasons I mentioned: the hot-looking Hong Kong babes. Then you get the gratuitous violence, cool music soundtrack, the Hong Kong background, uh, the nudity. Yeah, what else did I like about it? Kung fu scenes, I guess. Um, did I get everything? Um, yeah, it was kind of slow, and at the beginning, the buildup was kind of slow, but pretty decent, I'd say. Yeah, I couldn't understand the whole workplace, working conditions type of stuff, but ignore the subplot. It's kind of doesn't really factor into the overall uh, greatness of this movie. So, yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. Check it out. There's a trailer and a link to the movie. It's on Miramax, released Dimension Films. So I'm not sure why it's on the instant view queue on Netflix, but I've got a couple of Netflix here. I guess I'm watching tomorrow with my son. Hopefully, I won't do the movie review at Starbucks where you can't hear me. Okay, I've got Larry Cohen's Q the Winged Serpent, starring John Carradine. I say John Carradine. I've got the Long Riders Carradine flick. And I've got the last Kung Fu DVD, season 3, the last one. Disc 8 or 9. Disc 8. It's got bonus features on here. China Shaolin Temple Monastery. David Carradine's journey there. That'll be interesting. So I think I think if I watch a couple of kung fu episodes and then hopefully by then we'll grab some pizza or some be out of that noisy Starbucks place. Anyways, you laters.